On June 23, 1985, a bomb exploded in Air India Boeing 747 en route from Canada to England, killing all 307 passengers and 22 crew members. Many aboard the aircraft, which was named Kanishka after the famous Kushan ruler, were Indians. The plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean after being ripped to pieces. Over 30 years later, kin of victims still wait for justice. Several people were revealed to be connected with the blast, including Babbar Khalsa chief Talwinder Singh Parmar. But the only person ever convicted in the case is bomb maker Inderjit Singh Reyat, who was released from prison in January after serving 2 decades behind bars.
At that time, it was a very rare occurrence. So I think Canadians were not sure. What is this about? They did not understand what caused the plane. They knew it was a terrorism. They didn't know what is Khalistan. Why are people fighting for it? Why are people in Canada creating this kind of a hatred? And why are they killing innocent people? It was only long after 9/11 took place in USA that I think people began to understand the Canadian legal system. The legal system has had a fair trial. It's not fair. I feel it's unfair because the 2 main culprits were acquitted. They were not convicted. And so it's the Canadian justice system. I don't know. Acts of terrorism always claim innocent people. It's not a war with one army against the other army where you're trained to fight in the army. This is horrible havoc and damage created on innocent people. The ones who suffer are always the innocent people. And that is the part that really pains me.
Canada observes the National Day of Remembrance for Victims of Terrorism on June 23 every year, in memory of the victims of the worst mass murder in the country's history. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on the occasion expressed his government's solidarity with the families of victims in an official statement which said, "Canadians were directly impacted by this senseless and brutal act of violence that left them grieving parents, children, relatives, friends and colleagues." 3 decades after the incident, grieving relatives continue to await closure as investigation goes on. However, with an increase in awareness about terrorism, a stricter legal system and more developed enquiry techniques, their hopes for a fair trial still persist.